Hey everyone, Michael from Break a Pencil here. Hey, so today I want to show you a demo using AI to derive insights from customer reviews, from user reviews. So I've got, this is kind of the flow of what I'm going to do. I've got 120 app reviews from a banking app called Current. I was able to scrape these off of the Google Play Store. So 120 reviews. I'm going to show you what that data looks like in a moment. I'm going to go and do sentiment and rating analysis. Then I'm going to do theme extraction. Then I'm going to try to get some actionable insights. And then I'm going to do some response analysis. This is kind of the flow. And I want to show you how incredibly easy it is to do and how powerful it is. So here's the data set that I have. So let me just kind of show you here. So I've got, a link and an author ID. Okay, these are all kind of, okay, an author title, author image. I've got review text. Okay, so there's some good ones, there's some bad ones. I've got review ratings. I then have the number of likes a review gets, so that's a great indicator of, if other people are sort of feeling the same way. Version, which is going to be really important for us. I have a timestamp, and then I have a response. So the owner was responding to many of these comments, but not all of them. And I also have a response timestamp, so we can kind of look maybe at an analysis of how quickly are we doing that. So that's what I've got, and I'm just going to scroll here so you can see, and I've got 120 of these, right? Now look, first of all, 120 is not very many, right? If any app you have, or even any enterprise B2B app is going to have, potentially more customer feedback. But if I were to try to go through this, it would take some time. I would have to read through these things. I would have to tag them. I would have to try to see where there's some patterns, see where there's some insights. But I'm not going to have to worry about that. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to ask for sentiment analysis. So I'm going to say, attached are 120 user reviews for a banking app called Current. Can you please take a look at these and first do a sentiment analysis? Great. And then I'm just going to make sure I attach it because I often forget that. So there we go. Perfect. It is attached, and let's go for it. All right, so we're going to do a sentiment analysis. Let's see what it's doing here. Okay, so 59 positive, 43 neutral, 18 negative. Do I want to break down of themes or topics mentioned within each sentiment group? Yeah, let's just go ahead and say yes to that. That's a good sort of follow-up question, so I can get a little bit more detail about that. Okay, so positive reviews, we're getting great banking, app, current credit. Okay, some themes, satisfaction with core functions. Neutral reviews. Let's look at these negative ones, though. These are always a concern. Frustration with customer service, problems with direct deposits. Okay. Visualization or a word cloud. No, let's not worry about that just yet. So that's our sentiment. Let's do a rating analysis, too. Can you do a quick analysis of the ratings as well and see if the ratings are correlated with the sentiment of the text reviews? I ask that question because I have seen in other data sets where somebody will say, great app, love it, and give it a 1, or this is terrible and give it a 5. So they clearly didn't understand the rating system. It was a mistake. So this is good. We're getting 4.4, 3.2, 1.8 in terms of average rating, and positive sentiments correlating. Okay, so that's good. Any anomalies, we could do that, but let's kind of keep moving forward here. So let's go and do some theme extraction. Can you look through these reviews and extract the top 3 positive themes and the top 3 negative themes? Again, look, I could provide a lot more context and structure around this, and as the product manager of this banking app, I certainly would have a better understanding of how I would want to nuance this. But here we go. We've got ease of use, credit builder feature, account and money management. Okay, that's excellent to hear. Customer support, direct deposit, credit builder frustrations. So that's really interesting, right? Credit builder is one of the positive themes on how it improves credit scores. And here negatively, it says it's not working as expected. Well, that's interesting. So we have to see if we have maybe a bug or maybe we have a messaging or communication issue. Okay, let's take a look at, I want to get to actionable insights, but I want to do something else. Can you cross-reference these themes with version numbers to see if there's a pattern where we have more negative reviews around certain versions than others? Right? This is always going to be helpful because if everybody's negative on, let's say, an older version, then we know we've solved the issue. Of course, the issue we have is that they're not updating. So, okay, so what it's showing us is the negative count after the total based on the different versions. Okay, so what's interesting here, right, is we've got lots of negative stuff down here in the older versions, 7.24, 7.21. But that's also 7.25. But again, anything, there's 7.19. So yeah, these are all over the place. Okay, so let's actually go one more step and say, let's get some actionable insights. Based on the reviews and your theme extraction, can you recommend the top 3 features or bugs that we should fix? These can be addressing positive issues or negative issues. So again, let's sort of dig in. Now, recall, if I had just this spreadsheet and I was doing this manually, this would take me, probably a couple hours, right? And I'm not even sure I would find some of these insights. Fixed direct deposit reliability issues, okay, as we expected. And versions like 7.25.2 may have exacerbated the problems. Excellent. So it gives us not only what we should do, but a little bit of hint as to kind of maybe the way we want to look at this. Improve credit builder experience. Okay, and then upgrade customer support responsiveness. So let's dig into that a little bit. Can you get a little bit more detailed about what the customer support issues are? Is it simply time to respond, or is it simply an inability to fix the customer issue, or is it something else? Okay, so let's see what it has to say about this. Generic responses. Okay, so this is great. Slow or non-existent follow-up. Account lockouts with no support access. Poor phone etiquette. Oof, okay. So again, now we have a better understanding of what's actually in those reviews. The last thing I want to look at is this response analysis. Can you analyze the time it takes to respond? So looking at when the user made a comment and when the response was provided, what's our range and average duration of time between those? Also, can you look and see if there were some user reviews that were not responded to, but probably should have been? So we're responding within 24 hours, and I'm not sure exactly what they say, but if the page is saying we'll respond within 24 or maybe 1 to 2 days, then we're at least hitting that sort of customer promise. This is interesting. A few response timestamps appear to be earlier, suggesting some data entry or anomalies. 16 reviews with neutral or negative were not responded to at all. These are likely some missed opportunities. Okay, so look, I can keep going on this, obviously, and go deeper and deeper and really try to extract this. But what I've been able to share and prove to you is that what typically would have taken me in my previous roles looking through user data like this, probably a couple of hours, I did it now in 10 minutes. Now, I would spend another probably 10 or 15 minutes and do more digging to really try to get at the essence of what's going on here. But hopefully I've been able to convince you that AI is an incredibly powerful tool, especially when it comes to digging through user feedback, user analytics, and getting from that to actual insights that we can action on, to actionable insights. Anyway, thanks. If you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to reply to the email or send me a note. Hope you all have a great day. Break a pencil.